Hello and welcome to Antidote with Rain Lawrence. I'm here with Amwu today. Amwu's a tarot reader, astrologer, photographer, videographer, and graphic designer. This is the thing about my guests. They're always so multi-talented. I love it. She works with the moon, using it to help her manifest what she desires. Amwu and I met in Negril, Jamaica in May 2022 and became fast friends. She attended me in the birth of my second twin, Rain, cutting the cord for both boys. Hello, Amwu, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Good, I'm really well, welcome. This feels a bit like cheating because I'm just having a nice chat with my friend. Is this a podcast? It's still a podcast.
Yeah.
And I'm just so into tarot at the moment. I got into it last year, I believe, that I'm kind of crowbarring it into alternative health, but I hope you'll be able to you kind of prove that it does have a place in relation to our health and well-being. So yeah, that's the goal for today. So to start, what does tarot mean to you and how did you get into it?
Okay. Well, I always say this sentence exactly. Tarot is a tool to help oneself take a walk inside. To me, it means that it can lead to deeper understanding or different perspective or awareness, inspiration, all sort of things. Basically, you dig inside of you. And yeah, from as far as I remember, like tarot has always been around me because I grew up around spirituality, and my mom, I remember I was young and she was spreading on her bed like cards, dice, and stones and all those things, and we were just hanging out in the room for hours without coming out, and a glass of water, and that's it. Like, it was,
that's so sweet.
yeah.
So it
I
started with
remember, like,
mummy.
I cherish those moments.
Yeah, of course. So you talked about it's about taking a walk inside, so delving into like what, our minds, our psychology, our emotions, like
Yeah, emotion, but mostly about I could say feelings, but I like to use the word intuition because there is so many things that happen inside of you that you are not necessarily aware of it, but tarot helps you think about it because life happens so fast, and like there's the next day and there's a next event, so you have other things to deal with and other things to think about, so you don't necessarily take time to reflect on what happened and how it makes you feel inside.
Yes,
So yeah,
I
I
was
think
about to say
mostly feelings.
reflection. Yeah. So it's kind of
I
looking
think
at our subconscious and motivations that we might not always be aware of. No.
okay,
Are you back?
we're back.
Sorry, I don't know how much you heard. Okay, I'm gonna have to learn to edit.
But wait, you was hearing me the whole time?
Sorry, I was hearing you up until you said, oh God, you kind of crackled in and out, and I started to say, so it's about looking at our psyches and our motivations and things that we might not, our subconscious that we might not be aware of.
Exactly. It's really like it's kind of a guided meditation because you take time and sit and focus on one thing.
Yeah, and I guess that's really useful in today's society because it's so like crazy, mad, fast paced,
All over the place.
all these distractions that we have, at our fingertips. Cool. So can you give us a brief history of like the tarot's origins and development? Like, is it an old thing? How long has it been for knocking around, and who started it and that kind of thing?
It's old. Honestly, there's well, mostly back in the days it was used by secret society and the monarchy. So it wasn't that really accessible like it is today. It was kind of a secret thing, and only special people could use it and have access to those kind of things. There's different origin because there's different tarot and there's also oracles and all those things. So it's difficult to say, oh, it started here and for this. So, but my favorite story about it is the Rider-Waite-Smith tarot, which is the most popular nowadays, and it's the one that has been the more upgraded, if I could say. Like, there's so many decks that are originated by this one. Like, people got inspired by this one. And this is a nice story because the person who did the imagery of the card, it actually happened in Jamaica, and it's a lady.
Go on, represent. Oh, and a woman. Yes, go on.
Yes.
Double whammy.
Yeah, her name is Pamela, and I think she was originally from England, but she came to Jamaica with
triple whammy.
Yes. So she came to Jamaica with her father, and like her father was part of a secret society, and he asked her to do some kind of artwork with well, for a tarot deck, and that's how the Waiter-Smith started. That's it. I love it.
Okay,
Jamaica,
I love that too.
lady.
Go on, Jamaica. So actually, it's funny you mentioned the Rider-Waite-Smith, because that was how I was introduced last year, and I think that's where a lot of people start, isn't it? So what would you say is the main difference between tarot and what you mentioned, oracle cards? And do you prefer one over the other, or do they work like in a complementary way?
Yeah, I like to work with both. I would say the oracle cards are easier to work with because most time it's a clear message, and you don't. Yes, of course, you have to still reflect on it, but it's more coming in a form of an advice. But the tarot brings you more questioning. It actually, you have to do a little bit more of work. So, okay. But I like to use them both. I like to do a reading with an oracle and a tarot deck at the same time. So you have the oracle who gives you a little hint, and then you have the tarot deck that goes with it. This is it. Like, the tarot deck is more precise, I could say. Yeah, you have more precision with the tarot deck.
Okay, so would you say, like, so imagine there's two tarot readers and they each have the same client and they pull the same cards. I know this would probably never happen, but would they always come to the same like conclusions, or is it very much interpretive?
There's guidelines and there's cues, because there's images on the card and there's symbols that come back, and there's things that are more general. But if the reader is more of an instinctive reader, the person is going to tap in their intuition. So the message is going to be aligned with their intuition and with the feeling they have, or the vibe that they feel in regard of the person that's asking the question at this point. So the two person can have a different understanding of the card at that moment, because from their perception of the story of the client or the person asking, they feel it differently, they received it differently, so the message is going to be different.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. So I've had the pleasure of having a reading from yourself, and I noticed that at the beginning you're often, and I've seen it done on different YouTube astrologers and tarot card readers that I follow, that you'll like summon ancestors or guides or angels to kind of promote the reading going well and you getting the right answers. So how much of a reading is coming from like simply the tarot cards, and how much is like a higher being, and which particular higher beings are you talking to?
I would say I'm talking to the universe. I'm talking to myself, because oh no, now you freeze. I guess it's me going out. I'm just gonna wait till they come back.
I can hear you if it helps, so just keep going. I hope it's on the recording at least. This is Jamaica. Amru and I are both in Jamaica, so this is what you get in a country like this. The internet is not strong. At least she's grinning at me. Got me?
Yes. Now
Awesome.
where were we?
So you were about to answer about, oh yes, you're talking to the universe and you're talking to yourself, you said.
Yes, because I mostly do intuitive reading, so it's my intuition tapping in. So I cannot tell you if the message comes from an ancestor, or I just know that it's a voice inside of me. I just know that it's a feeling. I just know that this is what, because there's cards, right? And each card has something to say. The card is not really talking, but each card deliver a message. But the way you're going to interpret the message is gonna change. Oh God, you're freezing.
Damn it. Have you got a strong connection, or have I not got a strong connection? I wonder. Maybe I should leave again and come back.
Uh-oh. Now it's me alone. Yes, hello, 1, 2.
Hello, I'm back. You're back. Fantastic. Technology.
Okay.
In fact, let me take my video off. That might help. Maybe it's the bandwidth issue. Do you mind, or do you prefer to see me?
Oh, yeah, it's kind of weird.
Yeah, I thought so. Sometimes. Exactly. You can't tell, like, if I'm listening or I might have walked away and got a cup of tea.
I feel more comfortable when I see you.
That's fine. So where did we get to? So, so you answered that one. You're using the universe and kind of your higher self and your own intuition.
Yeah, exactly. But the cards, I mean, the cards are here to deliver the message, but the cards is just a guideline. The card helps you, like I said, focus on one thing. So basically, it's that. It's so I cannot say if it's more the card or more the universe. I guess it's both.
Yeah,
I guess it's both.
Yeah. And do you prefer, for that reason, I'm wondering, like, if you know the person really well, as opposed to like just doing a reading for a complete stranger, what do you prefer, and are there challenges and like positives of each of those scenarios?
I guess both have theirs up and down. I mean, when I do a reading for a friend, I feel like I'm kind of too involved to have. I mean, I speak my mind, but it's just, to me, it's just an open door to speak my mind, you know.
Yeah.
And the cards are just here to add proof, if I can say that. Look, this is what is meant to be said.
Yeah.
But at the same time, when I speak my mind, it's coming from my higher self. So I guess it's the same thing.
Yeah, that's good. So it's never going to be like you're just giving your opinion on that person's life that you know about. It's still coming from the universe. It's still coming from the cards.
Yeah. I just have more hints because I know you versus when a person that I don't know, like, and this is something I tell to people all the time because I give readings online, and on my profile, the more details you give me, the more clarity I will be able to give you. Because I mean, if you're telling me, will I meet Tom Wednesday? Well, who's Tom? What's happening Wednesday? Are you coming out of your house Wednesday? I mean, if you're staying in your bed, there's not much chance that you're gonna meet Tom on Wednesday. So yeah.
Got it. And I've got my little deck here. Like, these are beautiful as well. What is your favorite card? It's so nice. And why? Have you got a favorite card, would you say? Or is
my favorite card is the Sun card. The sun
Oh, the
card.
major arcana you're going for. Okay.
Yeah, major arcana. I mean, I have a sun in my hand, and I always say that I am the sun because, well, even before I had this, even before I went into tarot, I had this in my hand. And when I discovered the tarot card, the meaning of the tarot card, and I was like, yeah, this is basically the definition I was giving to people when they asked me why do I have a sun in my hand. And basically, it's joy, it's happiness, it's warmth, it's vitality, it's success, it's growth, it's everything beautiful. And I mean, I'm shining and I'm brilliant,
Yeah.
just like the sun.
Yeah.
So
Amazing. I knew you were not going to have like the hanged man or the death card because you're like, yeah, that's not
yeah,
you, your vibe.
right.
Talking of which, like, are you self-taught? Do you think there's a way that like a best way to get familiar with these cards if someone was
I
just
think
starting out in tarot?
the best way to get familiar with tarot is practice every day, learn every day, research every day, even if it's 1 minute a day. 1 minute a day, honestly, it's more effective than 15 minutes once in a while because
So just
consistency
consistency.
is key in
Yeah.
everything. Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's like when, as I said, you tap into your intuition. So the more you tap into your intuition, the more you get aware of what's happening, and the easier it gets to interpret the message, and the more information you can get with only one card.
Okay.
So yeah, study cards, but not too much. I mean, I always tell people who's trying to start reading, don't use the book, don't use the book, don't use the book.
I
Like
know
it's
you're always telling me that, and I'm like, but I don't know.
yeah.
Like, I'm just
But
addicted to the book.
instead of the book, the best advice I could give is watch videos on YouTube, watch other people interpret cards. So you're gonna have a lot of hints, and then you can yourself use those hints and how you feel about it, interpret it in a different way, or deliver the message in a different way.
Right. I've just found the sun card in this deck. It's like a rather handsome, hench-looking guy on a horse. Yeah, there he
Yeah,
is.
on a white horse, like a Prince Charming.
Exactly. Yes, please.
Yeah, I love it. And there's this purple lady, royalty down
Oh yeah.
there.
Oh yeah. What's she doing down there? Looks like she's feeding the horse, maybe.
Hmm.
Nice card. So would you say like you're like if someone doesn't ever read a book, would they? Could you? Is there a case for like just picking this up and saying, I
Yeah,
intuitively feel like this means that, like
yeah,
without hearing a word about what the major arcana
yeah.
is, what a pentacle is? Yeah, you can do it like that.
Absolutely. Every card tells a story. This is a good way to practice doing readings, or even for yourself or for people. You look at the card. I don't even have a wait.
Wait.
I was ready, but I mean,
Very
I
cute.
have always 2 or 3 deck in my bag. So
Yeah, Amu's
um,
tarot deck collection is like so gorgeous. There's some really pretty ones in
oh,
there.
your feet.
Oh God, the technology is against us today. Ay, ay, ay. Oh, you're back. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
See me now?
All right. So yeah, I was going to say, like, anytime you look at the card, let me find the one that have more clear image.
Yeah, I like the simplicity of those Egypt ones, but they're not very. Yeah, I don't get a lot from them.
Yeah. All right. So I have here Tarot de
Okay,
Marseille.
Tarot de Marseille, lovely.
Yeah. So this is a classic one. The version I have is not really. It's kind of different, but it's close to the classic. So I'm just trying to find a card that I can illustrate you how it can easily lead to a story. Because when you look at the card is telling you a story, and basically you can reflect on that story and apply the I'm lost. I don't have the right deck right now, and you frozen again.
You have also frozen. Damn it. Oh, I think I can hear you still, but your image is frozen. Can you hear me at all? I'm gonna leave.
Recording in progress.
Okay. Are you back? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I was trying to find one card, so I'm just going back to a deck to another because I know exactly what I want to show you. Let's try this one.
Sure, take your time. Yeah.
This is wonderful. Look at it. This is exactly the card I was looking for. I love it.
Five of Pentacles.
Yeah, the Five of Pentacles.
I love pentacles. Just it makes me think of witchcraft, and I'm so into witchcraft.
Yeah. Well, the Pentacle cards, it's all about tangible energy. So physical things, wealth, and your house or your
Material.
job or money,
Okay.
material things. Yeah. But the Five of Pentacles, I love that it was the card at the bottom of the deck. This one, so first of all, there's another thing you can know about tarot. Like if you know what the four symbol mean, like we said, Pentacle is about tangible energy, and there's the Cups, which is emotional energy, and there's also a Sword and
Wands.
help me please, thank you, Wands. So they all have their meanings, and then after that there's numbers. When you know a little bit about numerology, you can know number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, what they mean. So for this example, number five is about conflict, it's about change, but I mean it doesn't always have to be negative. Because I mean change, it can be changed for the better. It can be a conflict because this person doesn't have to be in your life. But this Five of Pentacles here, when you look at it and you tell the story, you can see that there is one person walking outside under the snow. It's a lady. She have white hair, so she can be old. It's windy, and she's kind of like this. So
yeah, she looks cold. Looks not
and
great.
Passing through a window, which seemed to be maybe a church or because of the glass that would be, I don't know how you call this kind of glass.
Like stained glass window.
Thank you. So about change, and we have Pentacle, which is tangible energy. So you look at the card, you tell the story, and then you reflect about how you can apply the story to your situation. So for example, if it's about work, if you're wondering like, I feel kind of lost at work, I don't know if I'm at the right place. Well, number 5 is about change, and here is stained glass, which seems to bright up the lady. So Pentacle, we said tangible energy, money. So maybe there's a change that's coming. You're gonna receive a message, even if you feel like you're down and you're not comfortable where you are. Look at signs. You're gonna receive maybe a new opportunity soon. So this is a way to reflect about cards when you look at them at first.
Yeah, that's great. I think you have to be quite imaginative then, don't you? I think that's probably where I struggle a little bit. I just look at the picture and I'm like, oh yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, well, it's all about creativity because you're a creative person. You have the power of creation, so you can create whatever you want with what you see there.
Yeah, totally. Have you got any crazy stories about tarot predictions that you've made or guidance that you've given to people in the past?
Well, yeah, first of all, most of the time I don't get feedback. So it's hard
That's
to
annoying.
tell.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
That's annoying.
annoying, but it's part of the game. I mean,
Mhm.
and also because of, I mean, everyone's free will, X event can and cannot happen. Even, for example, if I give you a reading and I say, yeah, everything's going to be fine, you're gonna have that job. But from the moment you hear that, if you stop working, like, yeah, she said I'm gonna have it, well, chances are you won because you changed the course of history or you changed the way you were acting in order to get to event X. So it's hard for, for, I mean, I don't predict the future, never. I cannot predict the future because of the same reason I just mentioned, and but we still can explore a potential outcome. That's a possibility. um so yeah, I don't really have a lot of feedback about that, but I have two two story I can tell you right now. It's kind of
Yes,
funny.
please. Go on then.
So I was I was in Canada this summer and I went to a birthday party and a man asked me if he can have a reading. I was like, yeah, okay, sure. And he was wondering about like um does he have any kind of um people around him that are not there anymore but that are around him sending him message or stuff like that.
Okay.
And so I shuffled the cards. The card came out. There's one card. I described the situation. It was his mom, and he was like, "Oh my God, this is nice." And then the next one, I was so proud of this, but I'm kind of ashamed. But anyways, because the message was kind of negative, but the feeling inside that I was right into it. I was
Yeah.
partying in my head, but I had to. I mean,
Sad for him. Yeah.
yeah. So basically, it was someone in his family that had passed away recently, and the reading was saying like, oh, it looked like you or this person was trying to help the other one and like show them how life can be pretty, life can be beautiful, and there's this opportunity, there's this you can do, and the person couldn't see anything, the person wouldn't hear anything, and the person ended up kill himself.
Gosh.
So basically, the reading was saying you try to show the person to help the person, like, um, I mean, love
Yeah.
life,
Like
if I can say, and the
encourage.
person, yeah. So basically, I find out all of this in the reading, and I'm saying this without knowing we're talking about suicide, right? And now
Gosh.
the man is telling me, well, this person, no. So I'm like, oh God, I'm sorry. But at the same time, inside, I
You're
was
secretly
so
like, yes,
happy.
I got it right.
Like, but yeah, those kind of things happen. It's part of the game also.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Is it hard then to, if you become aware of something in a reading and it's like really, does that ever happen that you can see something awful on the horizon for someone, and do you always then have to tell them, or?
Well, I think um, I'm someone who have deep understanding of people's feelings. So in my practice, I'm trying to keep a certain barrier so I don't involve myself too much. So I'm trying to attract um, when I deliver the message, when I tap in, I'm trying to deliver it at large. So I'm trying to receive it's hard to explain. Like I don't want to receive a message that involves images and clear I don't want to be in your head. I mean, I don't
Mhm.
want to. I don't want to see. I don't have to see what you live. What I want to see is what can come next. You understand? So
Sure.
like, I don't receive the kind of message that involves too much detail. So I don't
Mhm.
deliver message that involves too much detail. So that's why I'm saying people still have to do the work.
Yeah, I was just going to say actually, yeah, like even if it was bad news, that doesn't mean it's going to actually transpire. They could get the warning and change and yeah,
Yeah,
swerve that
and the bad
eventually.
news can be delivered in different way. Like for example, um I had a woman wondering like, oh, there's a lady and we used to be friends, but now we're not friends anymore. And the message was, well, maybe you're a pain in the ass. But I cannot tell her
You
that,
can't say
you
that.
know.
If it was me, if you were doing a reading for me, you'd say.
Yes, yes, but
But
no, so I have to be gentle. So it's like maybe the person wasn't ready to receive all the energy you have for her, or maybe you wasn't in a position where
very
you could
diplomatic.
you could uh or she wasn't able to give you as much attention as you deserve and things like that. Like turn it in a way that you have to reflect on yourself, because there's always two people in a situation anyway. So it's
Yeah, that sounds very diplomatic. You should be a politician with those sorts of answers.
I have to be gentle, but
Yeah,
I'm direct, but I'm not mean. Yeah,
yeah,
I guess
absolutely.
I.
I could use that skill sometimes in life. I just want to apologize for anyone listening back. I think it's Brazil Croatia today in Jamaica
Oh,
here, and I think Brazil must have scored. So everyone in the neighborhood's going wild and bibbing their horns. So
yay,
I hope that's not on the
Brazil!
recorder. Yeah,
It
don't
is
really.
because I can hear it.
Oh Lord. Okay, we've had tech issues, we've had cultural issues. What next? So was that the last crazy story you had for us, or is there
Oh
another one?
yeah. So the other day we ordered pizza. Someone ordered pizza, and like it has been a while. And you know when you order online, you have this thing that is telling you the thing is delivered or not, or it reached in the
Oh,
process.
yeah. Follow it along.
So it's been a while, and the person is like, oh, the pizza. Where's the pizza? The pizza. Do you think I should call? And the person take up the phone, and the app says delivered already. And at the same time, I'm like, no, 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 it's coming. Don't worry, it's coming. And 5 seconds later, the phone rings. Yeah, it's the delivery man. Open the gate. I'm down the road. And
Wait, someone used a tarot reading to find out where the pizza was. Good Lord. Okay. Why not?
yeah, I was like, don't worry, it's coming. The card that came out was actually yes with an exclamation mark, and the next one was um in a soon future, or in a
Really?
close future. Yeah, two
So
cards
it's
that came
that
out.
that
Yeah,
direct. Nice.
and the pizza man just like literally 5 seconds after the card, pizza guy. Hey, I'm down the gate.
There you go. He felt the energy of the tarot. What would you say is the main way that tarot and astrology can be used to support our well-being? Like, how has it assisted you in your life and others?
Yeah, well, me myself, I use it to resonate mostly, and it helped me to stay focused on a particular subject. I said it before, and because usually, my mind is running all over the place. I can't stay focused.
Mm,
And but the
imagine.
thing is, tarot can easily become overwhelming and useless, because you still must do the work. So even um, as I said, if the reading said, "Oh, everything good," if you stop working, you stop working. So tarot can be efficient as much as a life coach if you do the work, if you work with it, because it helps you reflect on some aspect of your life, and then you just act accordingly. And if you don't, well, yeah, I mean, I remember um, when it was with my second boyfriend. I was asking like, what do I have to know about this person? I mean, why is this person in my life? Things like that. And the card that always came out first was not for you. And long story short, I was ignoring like every red flag on purpose because I was trying at the time. I was in a situation where well, my ex was harassing me, and I kind of needed a cover so like the person would leave me alone. So the man stick around, and finally, uh, before I realized, the man moved in,
Oops.
and yeah, to keep the story short, it wasn't for me.
No,
So I
and I think
didn't
that's
listen to the card in
sometimes,
the first place.
yeah, I think sometimes that's the hardest thing, isn't it? Just acting on what you know and accepting
Yeah,
the message.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Or even like before I moved to Jamaica, I was always like pulling cards about because I was feeling overwhelming. Like, is this really now? Like, because there was this um virus thing and all. So, and was it? I was wondering if it was the right time. And the card that was always come out is nothing's worth more than home. And when I reached Jamaica, the card, I haven't seen it ever since. And when I went up there this summer, oh, the card came out again. And then I'm back
Okay.
in Jamaica for I don't know how many. And I read cards every day. I mean, every day. And the
Hmm.
cards don't come out. So to me, it was just confirmation that I'm at the right place. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's really cool the way that tarot works like that. Like sometimes you're like last month or two ago, I just kept getting the Eight of Pentacles, Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles every time. And you showed me the stalker spread that you can do. So if you keep
Yeah.
getting a card, you can do the stalker spread and like find out why am I getting this card? What part of my life does it
Oh, you're
pertain
breaking
to?
up now.
Oh,
You're frozen.
no, last one. Who's gonna jump out, me or you? I think it's your turn. Oh, you're back. Am I back?
You're still frozen, but I can hear you.
Okay, cool. So hopefully the recording's still going on. Yeah, so
Well,
the
if you're
stalker.
talking right now, we're not here.
Oh shit. Okay, I'm gonna leave again. This has been so bad.
Okay,
Recording in
we're
progress.
back.
I'm back. So hopefully this is a sign that I need to improve my editing skills, because this will definitely need lots of editing to take out all the
Yeah.
technical issues. Yeah, so I was just speaking about the stalker spread.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
really
I love
cool.
the stalker spread. Like when a card come back to you, it's like you can use the stalker spread to um because most time when the card keep coming back, it's because you haven't um understood the message properly. So the card is coming back to tell you, hey, you still have to look at this. Hey, look at this. Like it's not what I meant. Right?
Okay, all right. So I might look at the Eight of Pentacles again today to see. Although it hasn't come up for a while, so maybe I must have resolved that.
Maybe. Yeah. And for about astrology, well, me it's mostly the moon. I'm really in touch with the moon. I love the moon. Every night I'm outside looking at the moon. Um, but so you know already that the woman's cycle is in touch with the moon, and the moon have a lot of influence of our body, like vibrationally speaking. Just like the sea and the high water and down water and those kind of things. Um, Basically, being aware of the moon cycle is being aware of my cycle to me. The moon have a lot of influence, and it's just so fascinating, like to understand a little bit more why you feel tired or more energized at certain part of the cycle. And like for example, if you know you are bleeding on the new moon, your menstrual cycle just refresh, and the new moon is a refresh too. And so those two things have influence on your mood, your energy, your body. So it's nice to know where the moon is at, so you can know a bit more about you and even fix your schedule accordingly. Because I mean, I don't want to go jogging and run a marathon when I'm on my period. So.
No, I mean, I never want to run a marathon, but just certainly not when
Yeah,
I'm doing.
no, but I mean, maybe I will think about it even more if I'm not on my period.
Exactly. I'm going to be interviewing Laurie Parker soon, she's Womb Wisdom, I think, on Instagram. So I think you'll enjoy that episode.
Nice.
It's interesting because you and I are kind of reversed, aren't we, in terms of our bleed. So you're a new moon bleeder, which I think is it red moon
No,
or
now I'm a full
Wait, hang
moon
on.
bleeder.
Yeah, sorry, other way around. So you're a full
Yeah.
moon bleeder and I'm a new moon bleeder. So can you speak to us about what, probably you know more about the full moon bleeders. What does that mean?
Well, from my understanding, the full moon is more about the how can I say the it's more about the general vibration than the single vibration. So it's more you have more awareness. Oh, you're frozen.
Oh God, am I back?
Yeah, I
No,
hear you.
Okay, cool. Oh, you're back. Cool.
Yeah, so it's more about
collective.
the collective, the collective energy than the individual energy. So apparently it's harder to deal with. I honestly, my cycle is been switching to new moon to full moon, and I can tell you that when I bleed on the new moon, it's so much easier for me. I haven't yet found.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
I haven't yet find, and then you went.
I haven't yet find out at which frequency my cycle is switching to new moon and full moon. Because I mean I've been on it for the past year, but a year is not enough to um to actually understand. Because I mean I could be the past the past couple months I'm bleeding with the full moon, but before summer I was bleeding for the new moon for I don't know how many, probably years. But
So
maybe I just didn't
interesting.
realize that I was bleeding with the full moon before that. Because I mean,
Yeah.
when you first got your period, you don't think about those things. You're just like, oh God, I'm bleeding.
Exactly. When you start to track it, it's just a fountain of
Yes,
information, isn't it? You're like, oh, okay,
it's
there's all this
crazy.
is going on in the background. Yeah. Yeah, I used to
Mm-hmm.
be, before I had Onyx, I was a full mooner. And yeah, I remember thinking like, oh yeah, I'm so like connected to our planet and the world and I'm here to do huge things. And now that I'm like a new moon bleeder, I'm like, oh, like I'm not part of it anymore. But yeah, I must research
Yeah,
what the new moon bleed, because it must have its own like positives too, to each side of
it
it.
is. Yeah,
Yeah.
because um, there's also your sexual energy that is connected with all of this. So if you um, if you if you bleed on a new moon, you ovulate on a full moon, and those two moon have an effect on your sexual energy as well. So
Okay.
when you ovulate, um, I don't want to mix anyone. I'm not sure which moon is which, but when, for example, uh, one mood would be ovulation, and your sexual energy would be arise while you're ovulation. So it's all balanced for you to what's the
Procreate.
word? Baby. Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah, and that's
Yeah.
what I remember reading about it, which makes sense because before I had Onyx, I was on the non-procreation one, the one that's more about our planet, whereas now I'm on the kind of motherly maternal cycle, which makes sense because I'm
Yes.
having my children now. I'm in my childbearing years, so yeah, it's all working out beautifully. Don't you worry about that.
Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you so much for speaking to me today. Do you have any like parting words, or do you want to tell everybody where they can find you on the socials?
You can find me on Instagram at amwu.clarity. So AMWU.clarity, clarity, you know, how to spell clarity.
Yeah, if you can't spell clarity, you can't follow her.
Yeah, I want to mention, I know I can write, but my first language is French, so that's why I'm all messed up with the spelling sometimes.
It's been beautiful, and I love your accent and your voice, so don't apologize for that. I love it.
Thank you.
All right, my darling. Thank you so much for talking with me today, and have a lovely day.
You too.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.